So today we're circling back once again to remyma, Papoose, and Claressa Shields. And honestly, this is a prime example of why you do not get involved with married men. This is exactly why you stay out of married folks' business, period. We're going to break all of this down in just a moment, but first we have to talk about Claressa Shields because it's starting to look like Papoose might be back in the picture. You know what I mean? With Claressa Shields, she decided to post what people are calling proof of life. She jumped on the Snappity chat and showed him at the gym with her, helping her train, helping her work out, assisting her while she practiced her punches and everything like that. Now, before that even happened, Claressa Shields had already been on there showing what looked like a baked sweet potato. And what made that funny was the fact that she had previously told everyone that she wasn't going to be talking while she eats anymore. But because, you know what I'm saying, she had to step away from the internet for a bit after getting dragged for calling into Hood Champion Sports, pretending to be someone else while clearly being herself and even referring to herself, she decided to come back on the Snappity chat and say a whole lot of nonsense. You guys, it was honestly comical because a few things stood out immediately. First of all, it didn't look like she made Papoose any food at all. It actually sounded like Papoose ordered DoorDash or Uber Eats because she was telling her friend or whoever was in the background that the food was what Papoose ordered. That tells me it was takeout or delivery, meaning he didn't want to be showcased eating Claressa Shields' cooking. So right off the bat, you know what I'm saying, that already told me everything I needed to know. But what really got me was how Claressa Shields was doing all this talking about haters, false narratives, and all of that foolishness. She was trying to speak calmly, like she's above the drama, above the negativity, above all of it. Yet at the same time, she had all these disclaimers. She kept adding little disclaimers like, "I'm going to do better though. I'm learning that these crazy people don't care about the truth. The lies are more entertaining, so that's what they'll keep running with. But I'm not going to let these miserable people affect my beautiful, best life," right? So that was one of the things she said. Then she followed it up with another message saying, "No slander will be tolerated." Why? I don't have to, with laughing emojis. I don't have to accept trolling from anybody. This is my page. Beautiful, blessed, successful life. And see, here's the thing. That was clearly a message aimed at anyone who planned on going into her comments on the Snappity chat to troll her or say something slick. She basically let it be known that she would block them. But at the end of the day, you can't control what everybody on the internet is going to say. It's just not possible. You know what I'm saying? People are not going to accept this situation with Papoose until there is actual proof, like a divorce decree showing that he and remyma are truly divorced. And speaking of remyma, we have to get into this clip because for whatever reason, it popped up. Now, full transparency, I don't know if this is an old clip or a new one, okay? But it was posted on remyma's YouTube channel, which I believe has close to 300,000 subscribers. It was uploaded just a few days ago, and we know that just a few days ago, as of yesterday, Papoose was still in New York with remyma, with their daughter and everything else. So we definitely need to get into this clip, and then we're going to react to it.
My husband's like, "You know what? You're really pretty." So I'm like, "What?" Typical Bronx chick, right? What? He like, "I'm like, you need to work on your attitude." So I'm like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "What do you mean work on my attitude?" He's like, "Your attitude blocks your beauty." He's like, "When you're being mean and nasty and your attitude is how your attitude is, it's like a brick wall. But when you're being nice, it's like a brick wall is removed and I can see all your beauty." Like, bruh, all you had to do is say I look cute today. Like, you didn't have to do all that. You didn't have to make this whole philosophy, okay? Say I look cute this morning. Just say I'm glowing this morning, okay? I scrub my face, nice and shiny, it's clean. Just say that, all right? Hold on, wait.
Now here's the thing, and let me say this clearly. I want to be fully transparent because the video in question is about 23 minutes long in total. There were certain things remyma said throughout that video that made me feel like it could actually be an older clip. But at the same time, I also feel like it was posted very intentionally, especially when she's talking about, quote, "my husband." saying he tells her she's beautiful and that, you know what I'm saying, she just needs to fix her attitude and everything else, but that she's a beautiful person, all of that. I feel like she's back in that same space again with her husband, you know what I mean? So to me, that's where the intent comes in with posting this. I feel like there were multiple layers happening at once. For one, she's never really had an issue with people coming for her looks or trying to attack her appearance because she's confident in how she looks and she's constantly being told that she's beautiful, right? And then on top of that, she's in a good mood, showing herself makeup free, you know what I'm saying? Waking up naturally, all of that, and talking about how her husband is telling her she's beautiful when she wakes up. We already know that at the time this video was posted, Papoose was still in New York. You know what I'm saying? Now, at the same time, there were definitely things mentioned in the full video that pointed to it possibly being older. She talked about a recent death in the family. She mentioned taking the kids to Disney. And that's part of why I'm leaning toward believing this wasn't recorded recently. However, I still think the context of it being posted right now was very deliberate. I think it was meant to say, when my husband is in town, when I call Papoose, Papoose shows up. You know what I'm saying? We have a solid co-parenting relationship. And honestly, I think the real intention behind this was to mess with Claressa Shields. I think the goal was to knock Claressa Shields off her square. Because again, if you're allegedly going through a divorce, if you're supposedly completely done with Papoose, why upload this video at all? You know what I'm saying? Why put this out there now? The only reasons I can see are to irritate Claressa Shields, but also to reestablish a claim like this is still my husband, right? Whether the video is new or old doesn't even matter at this point. Anytime you're in a certain mood, there's a specific playlist you play when you're feeling yourself, when you're feeling confident, when you're feeling good. And in that moment, your husband is telling you that you look beautiful, all of this, all of that. There's a lot happening here. There is a lot of subtext, and there is a whole lot of shade being thrown. Because on the flip side, Claressa Shields seems like she's fighting for her life trying to get Papoose to show the same level of love, attention, and affection that came so effortlessly from him when it came to remyma. But this right here is exactly why I always say you cannot be dealing with a married man. You just can't. Because at the end of the day, it was Papoose who never wanted the divorce in the first place. That's why he felt comfortable sleeping on remyma's couch. It was remyma who told him, you know what I'm saying, come get your clothes, they're folded. It was Remy who exposed that Papoose was allegedly pawning off jewelry and doing whatever he had to do to get cash. But now he's working again. Now he's allegedly bringing in income. You know what I'm saying? So maybe now that he's got motion again, that renewed remyma's interest. Maybe that was her real issue all along, being tired of footing the bill for everybody. But now Papoose has a little shmoney, got a little drip again, and he's not sleeping on Remy's couch anymore. What I don't understand is Claressa Shields trying to call everything a lie when she is not physically present with Papoose while he's in New York. This entire time Papoose has been in New York, you were not there. You were not present to see what he was or wasn't doing when you weren't around. And at the end of the day, that is still a married man. That is still somebody's husband. You can say, oh, Remy had boyfriends or whatever else, and call it an entanglement, but you still don't know what's actually going on between remyma and Papoose. Because like I said before, if they were truly done, the divorce would have already been finalized. Remyma already said she had everything laid out with her attorneys. It was supposed to be cut and dry. All Papoose had to do was sign the papers. They were trying to do a private divorce so it didn't have to be public like this, and Papoose refused. The only reason he even filed paperwork back in May of last year was likely because Claressa Shields was complaining. How are we doing interviews, you know what I'm saying, on The Breakfast Club, getting all this visibility, and this is still going on? And then she referred to remyma as his ex-wife when she got mad that people exposed Remy and Papoose spending the holidays together with no child in sight. She said he didn't spend the holidays with his ex-wife, and that's when the receipts dropped showing otherwise. So now Claressa Shields is trying to appear calm because Papoose is back around. And I'm sure Papoose told her, you know what I'm saying, ignore what people are saying online, just focus on your upcoming boxing match and all that. But you can tell Claressa Shields doesn't really get it. She doesn't understand. She looks at Papoose like something to win, like a prize or a competition. And what makes this even grimier is the fact that she was the main one reaching out to Remy Ma for styling tips, trying to be her friend, all of that. And now you're with her husband. Like, make that make sense. Nobody does that unless they truly don't care about how they treat people or how their actions affect others. This situation is going to come crashing down. I don't think Claressa Shields realizes yet that she already lost to Remy Ma, because Remy can call Papoose back whenever she wants, and that's been made very clear this entire time he's been back in New York. That video was posted because Remy was basically saying, old or new, my husband is here. My husband thinks I'm beautiful. My husband tells me I look good when I wake up. I don't need to go on the internet trying to convince people that my husband is interested in me. So at this point, it just keeps getting worse and worse for Claressa Shields. I honestly wish she hadn't made Papoose her entire personality. I wish she would just focus on her career, focus on her goals and aspirations. But she's made this whole married Papoose situation so uncomfortable that people have no choice but to talk about it. To talk about the trolling, the facts, the insecurities, the crashes, the anger, the threats, all of it, because it's a major trending topic. People already see how this is going to end. This isn't about hating or bullying or piling on. People just want this mess to be over. They want Claressa Shields to snap out of it. And honestly, I don't know how much longer people can sit through this foolishness and these shenanigans. But one thing I will say is I don't see Remy Ma stopping the trolling anytime soon. Whether her and Papoose are back together or not, she's not stopping because she knows it gets under Claressa Shields' skin either way. So with that being said, let me know what y'all think in the comments. Do you think Papoose and Remy Ma are back together? Do you think Remy Ma is just trolling Claressa Shields to stress her out before her match? Or do you think she posted that video to show that her and Papoose are back in a good place, like husband and wife? And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.